Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the final meeting of the Working Group on Smart Heritage Cities, organized by EURADA in the framework of the Positive Project. Today's session, Heritage and Climate Resilience, Strategies for Adaptation, bring us together to reflect on how historic areas can adapt to climate pressures while preserving the cultural value. As we know, climate change is intensifying the risk to heritage, such as floods, storm surges, heat waves, drought-related ground movements, and heavy rainfall events. Our discussion today will focus on strategies cities can use to reduce this risk while respecting conservation rules, supporting livability, and ensuring the measures remain sustainable over time. We will also touch on governance, financing, and community engagement, because adaptation is only successful when residents, custodians, and practitioners co-design solutions that fit the identified of heritage neighborhoods. Let me introduce you to our first speaker. She is Silvia Rosi, manager of the cluster built from ARTER, Attrattività, Ricerca, Territorio, and la Società Consortile of the Emilia-Romagna region in Italy. Cluster Build is a collaborative association of companies, research centers, and training institutions supporting innovation in the construction sector and aligning its work with the region's smart specialization strategy. Under Silvia's leadership, the cluster promotes innovation and sustainability in building, fostering ecosystems that transform innovative ideas into tangible solutions for the construction industry. Silvia, she's also a European project manager and business developer, specialized in business models that has authored several publications on sustainability and well-being in the built environment. Beyond her role at Cluster Build, she actively supports gender equality as a member of the Italian Association of Women Engineers and Architects, and she coordinates the Environmental Commission of the Bologna Order of Architects. Thank you, Silvia, so much for joining us and for your contribution to this working group. The floor is yours.
Thank you for inviting me, and good morning to everyone. Okay, thank you so much. And yes, as you already said, I'm the manager of the Cluster Build. That is a private association from Emilia-Romagna region. And well, our name is Build, and so we base on building and construction, but we work on the territory as the important stakeholder that would like to disseminate and also make all the citizens, but also the policymaker, more aware of what happens on our territory. So we would like to highlight the sentences from Sir Churchill: we shape our buildings and afterwards our buildings shape us, because it's very important for us to work on the territory, work on the built environment, but based on what is the so-called quadruple helix. So we are a community of a public and private subject, and we work with innovative startup in an interdisciplinary teams. And we would like to become the main reference for the construction sector, promote the innovation, and also support all the development of new assets, facilitating the creation and the implementation of new assets in the construction sectors. So now I go deeply in my presentation for the topics of today. And as a cluster, we work on two different sides of the city. The hard one, that is the wellness and the perceptive, and the physiological one. So we analyze the land use, the environment, the materials, and also the forms of the city. Moreover, we try to create a relationship with all the citizens, with all the policymakers, and also we try to analyze the job, the culture, and the economy of the cities, make the relation between the physical reality, the digital twin, the city, and the citizenships. So we start in October 2024 to work directly on the city and on all the problem of the climate change, because before October 2024, we start to analyze only the heat wave and the urban heat island. But unfortunately, here in Bologna, where I live, we had a big problem with the hydrological risk. So we start also to analyze the hydrological risk and the impact on the territory, such as the resilience of the infrastructure and also the asset management. So we work with all the facility manager of the critical infrastructure, and we try to work on the prevention and planning. And this is very important for our historical cultural heritage, because here in Emilia-Romagna we have 7 different historical city centers that are unfortunately impacted by climate change, flood, and flash flooding. So we start with our 150 members to work on the structural risk assessment and also to the risk management in general. With what? Thanks to several tools and also artificial intelligence and also to machine learning, we started to analyze the risk assessment based on data managed and unmanaged. So we work on a digital platform where professional input data and provide the results via platform to the owner of the asset. And the owner could be the public administration or other, for example, Ferrovie Emilia-Romagna, so train, or bridge or something like that, or for example, energy asset owner. And for the data unmanned, we work with the sensor spread all over in the city and all on historical monuments, building, and infrastructure, and sensor that send information to the platform where algorithm process provide them to professional or directly to the owner of the asset to better understand trends and alarm of our infrastructure. We work, of course, with the research and the interdepartmental center here in Bologna of University of Bologna. So as you can understand, we work on the so-called open innovation. So we put together a big enterprise, innovative startup, and a research lab for a new way to analyze, prevent, and plan the alarm and to make our territory more safe. And this is a project that we are working on. So we work with the predictive maintenance, with artificial intelligence, and we try to create a structural data, not statistical, based on the built environment. So we would like to call this physical reality, very close to a digital twin, but now we would like to implement with the machine learning. Not only statistical data and physical reality related to flood or flash flooding thanks to the sensors, but we also work with the alarm that can better understand the movement of the built environment. So in this case, we can analyze the earthquake, but also we try to better understand also the energy behavior of our city. So we can predict also the problem of urban heat island, heat wave that can affect also the critical infrastructure such as a data center, for example. Or we try to prevent the energy blackout that in some Italian cities, and also in Spain this summer happened. This is another project very important for us, because we work on the digital twin of Romagna coast. We are the region make of 2 names, Emilia and Romagna. And Romagna, we have the sea, we have the coast, but we have also a problem of tourism. So thanks to the digital twin of Romagna coast, we would like to make a sort of trigger for a new tourism, make the tourists more aware of the opportunity that is not only the sea, is not only the coast, but is the landscape of the Romagna in general. And thanks to BIM Open Innovation, another member of our cluster, we work on the BIM digital twin and also try to implement them with the blockchain for a new experiential tourism that can meet a new historical small center, for example, the hill of San Leo or Verrucchio, that are very important. And also in this case, these are also the case, the pilot case of this project that are inside, that is funded by Emilia-Romagna region thanks to the ERDF funds. And you can find also in our white paper some pictures, some notes about this important project, because inside for us it's very important, because in this case we really work on the city, and you can see in this picture the historical one, that is Verrucchio. And the aim of this project is the implementation of integrated building information modeling and the GIS functionalities in order to extend the previously developed capabilities to the urban scale, completing the intermediate level of detail and enabling the system to aggregate both spatial data, satellite, and all the requirements related and describing community needs. So the implementation of an integrated digital tool to support complex decision-making processes related to urban scale intervention is very important, because we can better understand what kind of enabling technologies we have to use, and also what we can suggest to public administration or to the facility manager that have to work with our heritage, and how to manage the our heritage, because maybe you don't need all these kind of enabling technologies, but as a cluster build, we can suggest you and support the decision makers to decide what kind of enabling technologies and what kind of data you really need to implement the platform and take decision. The last slide about Insight is the framework, because the framework is important for us to organize the project with the public administration or the owner. So it includes four. So sorry, wait a moment, please. So we can include 4 different aspects: the foundation equipment, data, model, and application. The fundamental level of the framework is constituted by several data processing equipment. The government and citizens are 2 essential components of the city information modeling framework. And as you can see, inside the city information modeling, we already thought about the integration with the building information and GIS, but we would like also to include the urban data in the store, in the data lake, analyze them and apply them, thanks also to all the transmission component, so Bluetooth or internet, and all the citizen as a smartphone, so we can also work with the citizens' signs and try to integrate all this kind of data for a more closer to the reality of a digital twin. I just spend a few words on our key planning vision, because we, as a cluster builder, with our new board, we would like to pursue of the resilience and try to acquire new skills, identify the specific focus on such issues, and we really would like to support not only Emilia-Romagna region, but in general all the policymakers to try to work on the problem that that the climate change phase out in our case. So we would like to gather information that can integrate all our climate risk management and algorithm into the organization. And we really would like to work with the critical infrastructure forecasting capabilities for the phenomena of the climate change. And we continuously to monitor the threats and try to find some innovative solution, thanks also to our members. And well, I just finished my presentation. I would like to thank you, and I'm available for any questions. I just would like to add just one thing. I told you about 150 members of our cluster, and most of them come from the ICT world, because the enabled technologies are important for us. But we work not only on heritage, but we work on the territory in general, because we would like really to improve the resilience. So we work also on a sustainable energy. We work on innovation management for the heritage. We work also on urban regeneration and on the civil engineering for earthquake, and in general, everything related to the safety of built environment. So you can ask me what you really need, and you can find in the cluster build a partner for your project or white paper or everything maybe you can need.
Thank you so much. Perfect. Thank you so much, Sylvia. That was a very interesting presentation. Now, it was very interesting, the inputs of the Insight project. If you have more questions about this, we will also share Sylvia's presentation and most importantly, the white paper from Cluster Build, which we really recommend is a must read. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Now we're going to go with our second speaker, Roxana. Roxana Slemko is the director of the Northeast Regional Studies Center in Romania from Agenția pentru Dezvoltare Regională Northeast. Roxana has been in the Northeast Regional Development Agency since 2003, and for more than 12 years, she has led the Regional Studies Center. She also coordinates the Europe Direct Northeast Center under the European Commission representation in Romania. Her professional career spans coordination and participation in over 40 European projects across regional development, innovation, energy efficiency, circular economy, and digitalization. She has organized more than 250 events with 11,000 participants and has trained hundreds of professionals in project and strategic management. Roxana is deeply involved in tourism and heritage promotion. She founded the regional tourism platform Discover Northeast. And as an entrepreneur, she restored and operates Poem Rudel, a heritage Rudel house refurbished according to circular economy principles. Roxana, we're very pleased to have you with us. Please take the floor, and after your presentation, we will go on with the questions and answers.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for your invitation. So I will present two case studies. The first one is referring to a project that my organization, Northeast Regional Development Agency, has finished last year together with a great consortium of partners from Europe. A big part of these partners are members of ERIN. So Big Culture Project has co-created and tested sustainable human-centered innovations for circular cultural tourism through collaborative innovation networks or methodologies, and improved investment strategies. The activities of our project has targeted deprived, remote, peripheral areas and cultural landscapes, as well as overexploited areas. We have developed local heritage innovation networks in the areas involved. We have enhanced inclusive economic growth, communities' well-being and resilience, nature regeneration, as well as effective cooperation at cross-border, regional and local level. And the main results of these projects that we have accomplished consisted in one complex study on market potential, human capital, and social impact of cultural tourism, very important policy analysis and use of structural and European funds, including smart specialization strategies. Also, we have developed an European Heritage Innovation Network at local levels throughout Europe, and the community of practice of Backculture project formed of 5 pilot areas and 10 mirror regions. And at local level, at the level of our pilot area, we have developed 12 innovative solutions for sustainable cultural tourism, and in our area we have selected out of these 4 important for our region and for our route. I have coordinated the cross-country pilot formed from Romania and Moldova, and our main aim was to promote and develop an cultural tourism route, which is named Stefan the Great and Saint, which is one of the kings of our former history. This route consists in 29 main objectives and 80 secondary objectives that we have analyzed and researched from the point of circular economy dimension and approach for this kind of route. So out of these solutions, we have selected and enhanced more of them. One is the Hero Journey or Digital Nomads platform that uses the principle of gamification and tells the story of a hero who goes on an adventure. This way, in this platform, the tourist can enter in the role of a historical character, and he can benefit of a full set of experiences and options, from accommodation to work, to children's experience, to tourism, and also to cultural experiences. These are co-created and organized together with the operators and travel agencies from this area. We have directed this platform to the highly qualified ICT professionals who are working remotely for their companies, and they're based in Iași, in one of our main cities. And the purpose is to make, of course, our region as a destination for the tourists that can explore, and for up to 6 months, all this region. It can be scalable to the entire region, but also in other regions of the world. The second case is, or the second innovative solution, it is the Bison Lens Heritage, which is a treasure hunt app using augmented reality elements, and connects the objectives of the route with the natural reservation of bisons, the monasteries in the area, and the fortress. And also we have awarded to be organized an annual circular economy tourism branch festival. The third one is an innovative, easy-to-use platform that generates special tourist routes based on the preferences of the user. It is named eCulture, and what it is important in innovative in this is that for our region, of course, the user can pay everything inside the platform, but also can give an important feedback and rating to each location visited. The last innovative solution, it is the update of the digital platform that has been based on the website dedicated to the route, and it offers the possibility to create your own route. You have here the address, so you can access it whenever you would like. And the second case study that I would like to present, it is referring to a private project that I have created together with my family. And thank you, Jade, for selecting this. It was a surprise because I didn't expect it to be selected. Our project, it is called Poem Rural de Piatra Neamț. It means rural poem or rural poetry of the city of Piatra Neamț. Because it is located in the only area with the rural aspect in our city, where in this neighborhood, the architecture of some houses, the landscape, the lack of public utilities, as the water, sewage, and gas, still reflect the idyllic atmosphere of the old times, but also the difficulty of managing such a house without basic facility from the state. But in the area, there are still a few horse and cattle breeders, the shepherds in the area, which is in the area, it is located in the middle of a Nature 2000 reservation, where have been taken protection and conservation measures for 9 types of habitats of community interest. So this is the new house, let's say, the restored house. Starting with 2021, we have renovated this old house built in 1948. It was in a state of severe degradation, and we have transformed it into an accommodation complex that now capitalize on the strengths of the Neamț County built cultural heritage, nature values, and history. The house belonged to my maternal grandparents, and is the place where I have grew up until 7 years old. It has a sentimental value for me and for my family, but in 2020 we have decided to keep this house in the family, should remain there, and we have decided to renovate it and to give it to the people who would like to pass here and to enjoy the atmosphere. The house has been restored on the original building, made of wood and clay. All the panels, all the walls are from wood and clay. We kept this because we understood and we realized that this will, for us, will be better to enjoy a better temperature in the house, a better thermic transfer. In the winter, it is warm, and in the summer, it is cold and a very nice temperature inside because of this kind of architectural and building tools. So we have had the marble dust ornaments on one of the balconies, and on the windows we have all elements of wood ornaments, and it is in the architectural styles of Neamț County. So through the extension, we have added new living spaces and facilities, bathrooms and toilets, sanitary installations and sewage, as well as connections and entrances to the rooms where there have been also reconfigured. So due to the poor conditions of the existing walls, we had to find alternative constructive solutions to those initially proposed. The rotten wooden floors were removed. I will show you some photos before and after the renovation. The slabs were reinforced, and the walls and part of them were raised on pulleys, and wall frames were added. The walls were kept on the inside in the wood and clay. but they were strengthened with plasterboard panels. It was noticed that when uncovered, the wooden foundation and pillars were ossified and in perfect condition after almost 80 years, which is why they were kept, and where they had to be removed because we reconfigured the rooms. We used them in the interior design for decorative beams or for wall cladding. The project carries out the restoration, respecting as much as possible the surroundings of the house in order to promote sustainable and circular tourism. It follows sustainability criteria to preserve the rural environment. We have implemented solar panels, a wood-fired central heating system, an ecological septic tank, and the reuse of green and rainwater. Most of the materials, can you see it? Okay. Most of the materials used are ecological, and in this case, wood and clay, and much of the initial construction was preserved and rehabilitated through circular economy construction processes, reusing everything that we could to be saved, reducing waste by using them in the foundation of a new construction behind the house that will be directed for events, for relaxation and spa area, and by recycling and repairing either the existing furniture and in the house or the solid wood furniture in the Baroque styles that we have purchased from second-hand stores by cleaning, by sanding, by repairing and repainting and redesigning. We are towards the travel life sustainability and tourism certificates, and for the eco label we have already submitted the documentation. We had last year, we have a team from Netflix that have filmed in our location, and now in September, an entire session about our accommodation and circular economy principles that we have applied will be shown. So that's all for this case studies. I hope that I have not kept you too much. I wanted to be very, very short, but it is too much information, so I wanted to spread a lot of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roxana. No, it was perfect. A lot of practical examples. So I think we have plenty of food of thought for our participants on both sides, on the cluster build example and the technology solutions that we can provide, and also on the practical examples and tourism and climate resilience that Roxana provided. This is the moment for the questions. If you have any, you can write it in the chat or make it directly. We will also be sharing Roxana's presentation, if she allowed us, and any other support document that you would like to check. And if there is any questions, I can proceed with a couple ones because it was a very interesting presentation. Are there any questions from the members of the consortium, perhaps? No?
May I ask to Roxana a question regarding some of the last slides that you show us, Roxana? You talk about restoration or refurbishment, and also and you talk also about energy and renewable energy. Here in Italy, we had a very big problem for the heritage and try to install renewable energy on historical buildings or in general for the heritage. It's very hard for us to work with all the new equipment, all the new renewable energy. So can you explain how you can do it?
Yeah, we were lucky because the house was not included in the heritage list. So we can use or to combine the modern facilities and technologies with the old items that we had in the house, or the house didn't had central heating. We didn't had water in the house, neither toilets, nothing. Actually, in this area, even it is in the urban space, it is in the town of Piatra Neamț, it is like a lost neighborhood where we don't have public utilities, neither water, neither sewage, only electricity. We have used solar panels, and also we have installed a stove and a central heating stove using wood. So, and we are using local human resources just to collect the wood from the forest and to bring it at home and then to cut it. It's like, very basic
Rustic.
lifestyle.
Okay, thank you so
But
much.
we are lucky for this, because this way we have in this neighborhood the charm of the rural area.
Yes, I really think so. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Roxana, maybe making a follow-up question, and then in the comments, thank you, Tanasia. We have a question for Sylvia. Just a follow-up on that. Has anyone reached out to replicate what you did with Poam Rudol into any other houses in the region or nearby?
Yeah, actually, we are very proud of this, because after we have renovated the house, that it was not actually like this, like it is today, but we have started from some symbols, some elements of the house, just to restore it, and then we have used architectural elements from the Neamț County, which is from our region. We have collected different elements of traditional architecture, from wood elements, from different things that we have collected here, and combined them as to be nice for the eye, and what we have discovered that already in 2 other villages near to us, there are 3 houses that have used also the color of the house, but also some elements that were stolen, let's say, from our house, but actually that are not ours. They are very traditional and very old. So this is very something that to be proud, because this way the traditional architecture can be continued. Because nowadays the landscape has been has moved a lot, has changed a lot, and many people working in different parts of Europe or outside, they are coming with the architectural styles from there and implemented in their villages, which is not very right, because they didn't fit and didn't adapt to the landscape that they have there.
Yes, indeed. I totally understand. Thank you so much. Now I think we can proceed with the question to Sylvia. It says, what kind of remote sensing techniques are used in the Insight project? And the one from my side is about the credible helix approach, because you mentioned that citizens are also helping with the smartphones. So I was wondering, are they helping with the risk assessment? Are they helping to track that this climate risks, let's say, for example, in the flooding, are not affecting the heritage site? How are they being involved, basically? So
okay, so I will start from the first question, and I already written something about it. Inside the project, as a lead partner, the Interdepartmental Center of Parma, where the public administration already developed a digital twin. So in Insight project, we use all the thematic data set for the HBIM, the heritage. So for Insight project, the lead project is the Interdepartmental Center Parma, the University of Parma. And you have to know that the public administration of Parma already developed a digital twin. So we use a thematic data set for the H-beam in this case. For example, sensor that can describe the movement, for example, of the building. We can also analyze everything regarding the thermohygrometric and the energy data set that can support us to implement all the measures to make the building more resilient to all the earthquake and also to the movement impacted by the increasing temperature increase. What about quadruped helix? It's very interesting, but it's also an hard work because we work really with different entities from big enterprise till training entities. So as a cluster manager and innovation manager, I try to analyze all the trends and suggest some topics on work about with all the person or the members of the cluster. But it's a mindset because all the members of the cluster know that they have to work on with the open innovation philosophy. So it's very hard because I have to understand before all of my members what we have to do, but also we have to work with the territory, with the citizens, and I think that the citizen science it's a sort of cutting edge topic for us because it's important to take data from citizens, but we as a cluster and with all our members, we also have to understand what kind of data and what kind of good data we can use, analyze, and put inside our platform.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
That was
welcome.
very detailed response. Now we have Carolina says in the comments, thank you, Sylvia and Roxana, for their presentations. I have a small, in between brackets, personal question for Roxana. What is the impact of or effective utilization of the digital nomad gamified platform? Any figures on its usage and potential impacts achieved so far?
Well, the platform it is at the beginning. We have not made like a monitoring report, but we are very happy because the platform, even if at the beginning has been created by a startup, it has been adopted by the digital innovation zone, which is here in Romania. It was the first in Europe, and it is financed by the European Commission. This means that the platform will have a dedicated to the team to populate the platform. What it is important is that the platform not only offers this gamification tool, the fact that you can play with different characters, but it offers all the needed information about Iași area, which is a very attracting pool of experts area at this moment for IT sector. So many people from different corners of the world come in Iași, and they are looking for housing, for schools for their children, and also a forum of discussion in which way they exchange impressions and ideas about this temporary spot they are working in. So this is very important for us. But as I know, it has been promoted very well to different big companies, I don't know, like Continental, like Amazon, like Google, that have their headquarters, the Romanian headquarters here in Iași. So I'm sure that they are using this tool.
Oh, that's very nice. We're looking forward, and once we have the first results, we can disseminate it through the consortium. Thank you so much, Roxana, for your answer, and thank you, Carolina, for the question. Now we're going with, do we still have time? Yes, with the last question from Rasmus. It says, a question for Roxana and Sylvia. In Denmark, we experienced the NIMBY effect, keeping solar farms from getting built, and we don't experience an immediate threat like the water in Emilia-Romagna. So sometimes like a driver catalyzer of change. Do you still experience an NIMBY in Emilia-Romagna, even with the threat of extreme weather? And for Roxana is, what drivers for exchange in the public and authorities do you experience in Romania? Whoever can go first.
Sylvia, please.
Okay, well, I start. Well, in reality, in 2024, we didn't expect this kind of problem, and all the public administration try to work all together with the citizens. And now, as a cluster build, we are a lead partner of a new project. The name is Extreme, and we would like to implement a platform with our region and with all the small public administration. For example, Faenza had a very big problem with flash flooding. For analyzing, preventing, and planning such big events. For example, Faenza, that I mentioned, is an historical small city center, and they didn't expect the flash flooding, and they alert all the citizens and ask them to collect everything in the city center that was far from the river. But at the end, the historical city center was the main impacted by flash flooding. So we try to, as I told you before, with also this project Extreme, funded by our region, to improve a platform with the sensors and also try to better understand what kind of data we really need. But not only data, we also need new skills from our technicians. So we are going to work also on skills for new professionals.
Thank you. I don't know if Rasmus wants to elaborate a bit more. For those who don't know, the NIMBY effect stands for not in my backyard. So it's basically when people do not have a push or a driver in order to seek change, right? In this case, in Emilia-Romagna, it was very evident as you had the floodings. So it was a good driver, not a good driver, but at least a driver.
At least a driver, yes.
For people to be engaged. So you would say that this is not the case anymore. Like the people really engage and they react to this kind of situations.
Yes, exactly. They react, and we already start to implement our stakeholder engagement, because in this case, the citizens are very important, because they, how can I say, they need to feel involved in this process.
Exactly.
And we don't have to think about a top-down process.
Exactly. I totally agree. Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. Roxana, what about your experience in Romania? What are the drivers for public authorities when it comes to changes in climate resilience and in buildings? You have your own motivation, and it was a very nice and good one who boosts the whole region. But can you see this in other parts, or can you identify these drivers?
I will provide some, let's say, perspective from the point of view of the organization where I work, where the Regional Development Agency, that it is implementing the regional operational program from FEDER, So we manage the European funds throughout the entire region, which is the biggest region in Romania with 2,600,000 inhabitants. Funds that are directed also for public and also for private sector for different topics, for energy efficiency, for education, for smart specialization, innovation, many sectors that have been identified as emergency needed solutions for our region. And what we have done as organization is to change this let's say perspective and view of the public administration was to include in the regional operational program a special dedicated let's say call or financing that it is dedicated to institutional capacity development. And since last year until 2029, we will provide by selecting different providers of training, capacity building session, like trainings, like study visits, as for the politicians and all the stakeholders to learn on one hand the newest technologies and the newest knowledge they need to know about the what it is needed in order to combat the climate changing, first of all, and also to add the best communication and the best solutions for the citizens. And also we organize different workshops in which we invite also stakeholders, but also citizens, representatives of the citizens, of the civil society, to interact and to exchange and communicate about these topics. So we coach them also to innovate and to elaborate new projects. And what it is important is the fact that starting in the last year, what we have mainly almost in the project like Interreg or different other projects, that implies a policy recommendation for the stakeholders. We always coach them to innovate new projects and to make a portfolio of new projects based on the knowledge that we are providing throughout the projects, but also to adopt action plans and strategies, not only by a signature or in a written paper, but also with the consent and the approval of the local councils and the regional councils. So because this way we know that they will apply those projects and they will implement them. They'll start searching for financing and all these projects to be concluded and have a real and practical application.
Thank you so much. I think you even answered to the last question about the public and financing involvement from Joanna Dragos, who also sends congratulations for your careful rehabilitation.
It was a private financing. We have not succeeded any European financing because we didn't found that in Romania there are no such financing for this kind of project.
Rehabilitation, yeah. Okay. And we are finishing just in time. That was perfect timing. Thank you very much for our two speakers and to all of our participants. With this, I think we can give a closing to the final meeting of the Working Group on Smart Heritage Cities. Over the years, this platform has allowed us to exchange knowledge and shape strategies on how to adapt heritage areas to climate challenges. And today, I think it was the gold ribbon, as we said, for this working group. We look forward to continue the collaboration and future projects and initiatives with all of us, and wait for our follow-up email with the presentations from our both speakers. Thank you once more, Sylvia and Roxana, for joining us, and have a nice afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation. Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.